Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Baker. We apologize
everyone.
for interrupting Let's Make a Deal, but we want to take you to a live press conference from Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Public Health Commissioner Dr. Allison Arwady. Let's go live to City Hall.
Talking about kind of where we are in the arc of our pandemic, our response, and what we need to do to make sure that we continue to keep Chicago safe. Since the very beginning of this health crisis, we have been committed to tackling COVID-19 head-on with a disciplined, data-driven approach. And we've seen how that manifests itself in a number of things that we've done to keep Chicagoans safe, including our racial equity rapid response team. And most recently, our rollout of COVID-19 Recovery Task Force report. Today, we're coming before the public because we want to make sure that we are alerting you to vital information before we have to take any specific action. We believe that providing the public with additional information, more information, highlighting the information that's out there will provide individuals with the tools that they need to do their part to make sure that we all continue to keep Chicago safe before we have to take any additional steps. Right now, our priority is keeping the numbers of new cases as low as possible, especially among our young people, caring for and saving the lives of those who are sick, and doing everything in our power to stop the spread of this disease. Make no mistake, every single decision that we've made, really going back to March, so for 4+ months, has been difficult. It's not been easy, but we've been guided by the public health metrics, and we will continue to make the decisions that we believe are necessary to keep Chicagoans safe. I want to take this moment to thank all of you out there who have been staying home when able, socially distancing, wearing face coverings in public, and complying with the city and state guidelines. Your sacrifice, your adherence to the public health guidelines truly has saved lives of your fellow Chicagoans. Make no mistake about that. You are the reason that everyone has the ability to have some semblance of a normal life because of the hard work that you have done every day since this pandemic hit Chicago. And on behalf of your fellow Chicagoans, I want to say thank you, and please keep up the great work. Unfortunately, there remain some of you who are still not getting the very clear messages we have been sending now for months. So hear this. Despite the fact that the weather might be warm, COVID-19 is still here in Chicago and will be part of our future for the foreseeable future. Yes, our metrics are tracking better than the rest of the country, but that doesn't mean that we can ever let our guard down. It means our precautions are working and that we need to continue to be diligent. And I want to specifically address some of the younger people in our city, the 18 to 29-year-old cohort. Folks, you are not immune to COVID-19. The reality is actually quite different, and the data proves it. Unfortunately, since June 15th, nearly 30% of the new cases in Chicago have come from those who are 18 to 29. And we're seeing these increases across race and ethnicity and all over the city. And this should be the proof that you need. If you are in the 18 to 29-year-old cohort, you are catching COVID-19. You are getting sick. And you're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting every single person that you come into contact with at risk as well. So what can you do right now, 18 to 29-year-old Chicagoans? What can you do to turn this around? Number one, minimize gathering in large groups. I repeat, the larger the group, the higher the risk that someone in that group has COVID-19. So minimize gathering in large groups. Number 2, wear a face covering when you leave your house. Everywhere. Not just some of the time, but all of the time. That's critically important to reduce the spread. And number 3, spread the word, not the disease. What I mean by that is you need to be an ambassador for the public health guidance. Tell everyone in your network, tell your family members, tell your friends that if they do the things that you should be doing, which is minimize gathering in large groups, wear a face covering everywhere, social distance at all times, follow the hand hygiene guidance. If you spread that word, you will be not only protecting yourself, but your family, your friends, and everybody in your network that you care about. Let these numbers be yet another reminder that we have to do the right thing in this moment. Some of you have joked that I'm like the mom who will tear the car around when you're acting up. No, friends, it's actually worse. I won't just turn the car around. I'm going to shut it off, I'm going to kick you out, and I'm going to make you walk home. That's who I am. That's who I must be for you and everyone else in the city to make sure that we continue to be safe. But I don't want to be that person if I don't have to. But I will if you make me. And right now, we are on the precipice. We are dangerously close to going back to a dangerous state of conditions, and Dr. Arwady will talk about that in a moment. So, folks, we got to get this right. We got to continue to do the right things. If you are a business, we're not afraid to shut you down, and we've proven that. So please step up and do the right thing. Follow the guidance that you know is in place to keep your workers, to keep your customers, and to keep you safe. This should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. This vicious disease has already taken millions of lives around the world. And unfortunately, we're seeing the consequences of that every single day. We do not want to be like other parts of the country that are straining under the burden of new cases and having their healthcare systems on the verge of collapse. We feared that in Chicago in March. But we avoided that because each of you who has done the right thing understood the necessity of the moment, the sacrifices that needed to be made to make sure that we were all going in the same direction to keep Chicago safe. Now, having been through this experience, the last thing I want to do is have to take steps back. I certainly don't want to be like other places in the country where we're shutting down commerce and business again. We fully recognize the hardship that this has placed on everyone. But if we must, we must. And it depends upon each and every person to do the right thing. Because the problem isn't just that you're hurting yourself. The problem isn't just that you're hurting people in your network. You're hurting the whole city. If we continue to see this uptick in cases, we're going to have no choice but to go back into phase 3. That means shutting businesses down. That means imposing more restrictions on your mobility. No one wants to go back there. But we will have to go back there if people continue to ignore the public health guidance. So, folks, this is our moment of reckoning. This is our moment of whether we are going to do the right thing in our city. It is going to determine whether businesses continue to stay open. It is going to determine whether or not we continue to have some semblance of a normal life. I hope that the answer is yes. But it's up to you, and we'll see that reflected in the public health guidance. So please be smart, please be safe, and do everything that you can to make sure that Chicago continues to move forward in the face of this continuing pandemic. That is my hope. That is what the message that we are bringing today. And I hope that everyone who is out there listening will do everything we can. Double down on what you've been doing if you've been doing the right thing. And if you haven't been doing the right thing, now is the time to wise up, be smart, and be safe.